Alright, so I got about an hour remaining, maybe a few, until the VRE train arrives. One thing that I wanted to do is that originally I was meant to have this channel debut about this time last year. I was meant to do like an exploration video of Manassas. You will get that right now. So this is cool. There's like a bit of like a Sunday market that's done here, which is very interesting because there's like another place where they do like a farmer's market. I'll show you where. Also, this city is definitely known for their water towers. Look at this, they even like decided to flex their high school and their one and only state football champion. I will say this, Mount Vernon's better than them. So right there's the train tracks. Right there we'll go to Alexandria, DC and beyond. Right there is the tracks that will go further south. Right to Roanoke, Indianapolis, Gainesville, and then maybe another branch too. So, speaking of farmers markets, this is also the next one. I remember last year, like on I forgot what day, but they do sell like, say, some goodies here. And for that farmers market, they truly do sell farmers goodies stuff. You know, the veggies and all that stuff that people don't like. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That reminds me, I really need to change my diet a bit. So right here is Center Street. And one thing that I've noticed, and I gotta take points off of this, there's literally no bus access here. It's like really far away for like the next bus stop. But aside from that, I really do love this old town vibe a lot more than Alexandria's, because it's a little bit more denser in Alexandria as opposed to here, where it's a little bit more spaced out in a sense that, I wouldn't say it's spaced out, it's more like not overdone. Piano. Actually, I can clarify myself a bit. Alexandria is a lot more denser and larger. For here, it's a very much smaller space, so there's like no need to like have these like really tall, old school looking buildings. So it's a lot more calmer. It's a lot more of a Leesburg type of aesthetic. If you want to look at my Leesburg video. There we go, City Hall, and I gotta say how beautiful this building is. It is extremely classical. So, real quick, as I mentioned, the buses, they barely come here, and further down this is the correctional facility. That is the main hub for OmniRide, which is the main bus service for the City of Manassas Park and OmniRide. And yeah, I don't like saying it, but it is actually the least favorite of all the bus systems that I've ridden. I do hope that maybe there's some changes that can be done to improve the system, but for now, it's not something that I'm like really do like. I do have my fair sense of criticisms, which I'm actually going to explain to you right now. Now, if this happened on a regular weekday, certainly there was no need to use Amtrak. You can literally use OmniRide through their local routes and their Metro Express routes, one that goes to Tyson's and one that goes to Springfield. However, it's a Sunday and this is their only option that they have. Now, you could go and walk to Ridgefield Village to a very sketchy bus stop, but that is way too long of a walk. But don't worry, Rolling Road will be a pretty good help for us. So yeah, it's going to be a pretty interesting trip to get back home. So we'll see how it goes. But anyways, we're going to get back into the station so we can go to Clifton for the fun. But all in all, I do love Manassas. For some reason, like, and Sammy Marco pointed this out, people often refer to Manassas as the ghetto. And yes, I did venture out last year. And yeah, no, I don't see anything remotely close to a ghetto, even in the outskirts of the city. So yeah, I don't know who said that, but, and why people keep saying it, but no, I've seen worse. So now that the VRE is about to come, I do also want to make one mention. Here's a fun fact. This station was used for the photo cover of Stephen Still's side project album called Manassas. I always like to make a mention of that just because, like, the screenshots of the album cover was taken here on this very station. And just before I forget, Steve Winwood, yes, he did made a song that was also in reference to Manassas. So there, musical fun facts. Here we go, finally on the VRE train. Yep, upper deck, because that's where the vibes are at. There we go. So allow me to explain to y'all, why is there a need for a commuter train to a very temporary station? And it has to do with how small the town is and That ultimately means that there is going to be very little parking in the town of Clifton. So to accommodate the massive crowds coming in and out, the best way to do it is to use the commuter parking lots of Manassas Park, Rolling Road, and Burke, and use the VRE as a very good option, which is really a win-win for everybody. Now, for the past few years, they run a very unique fare system for this event where to get into Clifton, it's free. But to leave Clifton, you do have to pay a small $5 fee. They accept both cash and card, which definitely helps. Now, I do have to say that transit access is a little bit wonky. As previously mentioned, there is no service for OmniRide. The best way is using Amtrak through the Manassas stations. There is also one Northeast Regional that goes to Burke, but it's like around like 1:30 that you have to get through it. And I don't think that's really worth it, personally. After the 1 o'clock NER going to DC, there are two more Amtrak trains, one Cardinal and then another NER. The Cardinal will always be a little bit more pricier, and the NER will actually be a lot later. So what you're gonna end up seeing me later in this video is me walking from Rolling Road Station to the Rolling Valley Park and Ride, which is quite a hike. Will I make it? Vote now on your phone. There we go, we're super close to the station itself. Here it is, the wonderful, beautiful small town of Clifton. Oh, it's already popping already. Yeah, that's where the vibes are at. Yeah, I'm gonna keep saying that. Alright, time to head off. Here we go, we now crossing. There's a VRE heading to Burke Center and Rolling Road, I believe. But then so further up there, that's like the Clifton Presbyterian Church. We go walk further along down. These are like the northbound, eastbound tents and vendors. Sink Guard over there, that's like say where the Masonic Lodge will be, plus some other like building that I'm blanking out on. I just realized that this is the sidewalk path, or their best attempt at a sidewalk path, but hey, safety first, so I approve of this. Go back to the vibe. Such a really lovely town. Also, there's like music everywhere. There's at least 3 stages, one kind of close to me, one like say further apart by the Italian shop, and then one even further down the road right there. Cardinal, my beloved. And so I've gotten myself a couple of pupusas. I will say that they are a little bit on the pricier side, which was 18 bucks. Yes, that is with tip included, but dang, it was pretty good. So that was very good, and man, it is definitely getting a lot more popular here. So yes, it's really awesome. Plus, I haven't had pupusas in quite a while. Probably the last one was like, say, from my mom's homemade one, which is the best. Probably, maybe 2 months ago. So before we begin the filming, looks like there's a bit of a logistical thing that they have to figure it out. So this is about to like they pull out like at a 105, but there is a Crescent and a Northeast Regional that's coming along the way. So yeah, you know, like every day when the VRE runs along with Amtrak, they'll make mention that it's not an Amtrak train for the VRE, if you know what I'm saying. I wonder if they're doing the same thing.
A few moments later.
Also, side note, my goodness. Actually, I shouldn't be like being shocked, because if the briskets are good, then yes. I'm gonna have to try it next year because again, I was like really in that vibe to get pupusas. And no, I'm not going to save it. No, it's better to have the briskets fresh. So the next train is going to be an NER, and it's one of those rare types of NERs that go to Burke. Burke is an Amtrak station, but it doesn't really have that many Amtrak services, at least just one a day. Maybe 2 a day, like for just your occasional commuter stuff. Yeah, normally I leave like say my hair in a ponytail, but I'm like letting it loose this today. Alright, so just a couple of final thoughts here in Clifton and Clifton Day. Really awesome event. I really do want to come back here next year, and I generally do want to see if maybe we can get more people, like more of like say the DC Transit Sphere to like get involved in this, because this is such a very cool event. So maybe one day we'll all meet together and hang around in Clifton. Also, special thanks to 29 Down the Line and Cole Thompson for inspiring me to make this, like, say, beautiful and awesome pilgrimage here. Honestly, this was an event I don't regret. So yeah, thank you guys. So since I missed the train, the NER to Burke, I'll have to go further down to Rolling Road, which will be the final stop for the eastbound portion of the VRE. Also, side note, the restrooms are so clean to the point that the chemicals actually will burn my sense of smell. Like, I remember using it for the first time, and then the restrooms were, like, say, opened, and then I could literally smell, like, the chemicals just literally obliterating, let's say, my sense of smell. Otherwise, everything's, like, fine. I like the seats. I mean, top view, fine. It's a pretty clean gallery car from what I've gathered. I think it's not like what Metro or Vibez Star has, but I've never been on those, so I can't speak for them. Alrighty, goodbye Clifton Day. Thankfully there's enough like leaves falling just for y'all to see like the leaves falling. Yeah, normally I don't do commentary while I'm on the train, but yeah, a little change of pace. Here we go, this is Burke Center. Front left. Again, the Amtrak station, even though it's only being served like 1 or 2 times. I think the only like experience I had with the station was taking one of the Fairfax connectors to here to go to a Walmart, because they had one item that could not find in any of the other Walmarts, and I need to make a rant like, how on earth is Annandale like empty with shops like those, like a Walmart, a Target? There used to be a Kmart, but I was thinking maybe like they would open one of those up, but no, you have to go like say quite a distance to go to a Walmart or a Target. Walmart's worse because there is basically none of them in Annandale. Thank goodness I live in Alexandria for the time being. Now the reason why I'm not getting off of this station is because again there is no other Amtrak trains that are gonna stop by here, so that's out of the picture. As far as Fairfax connector services go and Walmart services go, it's only on the weekdays, so yeah, there's literally no like access for me to go back home, so yeah, we ain't doing that. Alright, so now we say goodbye to Burke Center Station, and then on to our last station, Rolling Road, which is wild for me to think that I'm actually gonna stop by here, but yeah. Right there is some of the trails that are currently active for the Manassas line here for VRE. I generally want to like take a ride along this one. Right there, this is like Burke proper, because like I remember going to a K Mart right there. H Mart, I mean, an H Mart. And there we go, this is Rolling Road. Where the roads are rolling, I think. Yeah. Anyways, I'm off 40. I'll see you at the platform. And so, we now are here on the platform. Not a bad station, pretty long platform, so that way everybody can leave. And here I am on the main entrance, the quote-unquote main entrance. I say that because there's the little thing right there, the ticket machine. Right there's the mesh. As mentioned in the same Marco video, there would normally be birds there, but looks like they're gone for the day. Or well, for the season. But also mentioned in that same Sammy Marco video, this thing. A ticket validator from the MBTA. Now I know they're probably smart that to leave this off automatically, but I just want to check on something. Beep beep. So let's just do a little bit of a quick station review. So again, there's this thing, the main entrance, where you get all your tickets validated and selling.
Day festival will depart this station at 9:28 a.m., 11 a.m., 12:38 p.m., 2:13 p.m., and 3:43 p.m.
Okay, that was rude, but anyways, right there's the southern entrance exit. Also the middle one's over there. Again, very long platforming. Unfortunately, it's not at level, but that's fine. I think, is it ADA accessible? Yes, it is. Otherwise, I think it's a pretty solid station. Unfortunately, there is no like connection to the other side. Granted, I don't think like the people living on the other side would like that idea. Though maybe there could be like some form of engineering of some form. But anyways, it's a very decent station, so yeah. Now I know all the VRE stations are very much the same aesthetically, but I think this has to be the most prettiest aesthetically. So here's the plan. Unfortunately, we can't go further down. If we could have gone through Backlick Road, obviously it would work in a perfect world. However, the issue that they run is, I believe there's like the Sunday market that they don't want to clash with as much. Yeah, you can probably get like a couple of people who just not worry about that and just tell people not to park on it. But from one thing to another, they prefer not to go there, so it is what it is. I'll say this, thankfully this looks very road guided and less roady, and there's actually a walkway, so at least it's not like when I was in Richmond crossing through the middle of an interstate overpass. Still not ideal though. Okay, right here we're now entering the Pohick Stream Valley. This is going to be our shortcut, so that way we can make our connection. So I am going to do a bit of some power walking slash jogging so we can cut some time. Personally, I do love taking trail walks. That's probably, like, say, one of the best things about living in a suburban environment from years past, because the trails would be a lot more denser, so you don't see as much housing as compared to like more urbanistic areas. Alright, I'm gonna power walk through up here because there's a bit of a hill coming up, and then we should be back in suburbia, and then just a couple of twists and turns, and we should be at the park and ride. Alrighty, now back to suburbia territory, and we should be about like 19 minutes away from the shopping center. You know, I was let down thinking that this was like a roundabout according to Apple Maps. Technically it is, but no, it ain't. All right, this is still going to be a tight squeeze. We're about 20 minutes away from the shopping center. I have to go turn forward to right there. Now, the bus is also coming around at the same time, so it's time for me to hustle. I'm so glad that Burke has kind of gone to a road-guided situation. All right, and then it looks like there might be, yes, this is an easy way for me to climb up, so that way I can shortcut my way to the park and ride. Right there's the shopping center, so that is this good sign. Not a bad shopping center. Ooh, it tooted yours. Cat-face movie. Not a bad place. All right, there I see the bus stop, so hopefully we made it in time. Alrighty, good news. Behind me is one of the Fairfax Connector buses, so we're definitely in time. They're going to be taking a break. That's fine. At least we can like simmer down and then we can relax. Well, this is it. The Rolling Valley Park and Ride. Looks like there's a metro stop here for drop in, drop out. And then right there is the Fairfax Connector stop. So, yeah, just it. Just that. I really don't know how much commuters it gets, like, say, within the day, but looks fine. So I'm not gonna lie, that looks kind of sketch though. Unless they haven't like replaced them in years. That could be the thing. So anyways, let's me just take a seat and whoa. I don't think seats are supposed to behave like that. Okay, Fairfax, you really got to do something about this. My goodness, it's like off the hinges, like... What the heck, man? Alrighty, here I am on the Fairfax Connector. Finally heading to Huntington. So this is Fairfax Connector route number 310. It runs along Old Keene Mill Road, then it deviates to the Franconia Springfield Metro Station, then the Springfield Mall, and then it returns to Old Keene Mill Road, which is not that, it actually changes its name to Franconia Road, which they did that just for regional purposes. I thought about taking this route in full, however I decided to opt out of that and hop off the Springfield Metro Station, because I was going to get a pretty good connection, which will get me to Alexandria a lot more closer than taking the bus. So, a win for me. Oh snap, they replaced the escalators right here. This is really good. Our road train leaves in 4 minutes, but I just want to say hi and bye to the Springfield VRE station. finally we're here back at the King Street Old Town Station, even though it's separate from the ALX station, but we count it as one. But that was such an amazing day, a fun day, and I'm glad to have enjoyed it. Hopefully I get to do it again next year. Otherwise, thanks for watching. May y'all have a fantastic day.